Anna, just a minute. Yes, we are live on Facebook. Before we start, I'll just switch on this and then Sheeni and... Yes, Sheeni, can you start?
A very good evening and warm welcome to one and all present here. I, Shini Nair, Outreach Program Task Force lead, on behalf of WICCI Council, Gujarat Life Skill Council, express deep gratitude for the time and effort that given by each one of you to grace the occasion of our digital launch. A special welcome is extended to WICCI Founder President, Dr. Harbeen Arora, and LifeScale National Council President, Dr. Kuljit Uppal. It is also our esteemed honor to have our esteemed guest, Major General Dr. G.D. Bakshi ji, IRS Shri Ashok Mehta ji, and Professor Dr. Nigam Dave ji. WICCI's Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry is a premier national business chamber for women in India, envisioning global impact for women entrepreneurs, businesswomen, and professionals from all walks of life. WICCI Life Skills is a step further to enhance life skills of women across all levels, profiles, and sectors. To widen the scope of this vision today, WICCI Life Skills Gujarat is ready to launch officially the platform for enhancement of life skills for women in Gujarat. We are also live on Facebook currently and are highly enthusiastic about the presence of so many like-minded people gathered here today for the launch. Next, to take the program further ahead, I would like to hand over the platform to my fellow council member, Ms. Jolly Kotecha.
Thank you, Shini. Welcome, everybody. I hope this program is as enterprising and as encouraging to us as to you all. It's an honor to introduce a friend, philosopher, and a guide, Dr. Gitika Saluja. She calls us Hamare Bacche Ho Tum. So thanks, Gitika, for that. Dr. Gitika Saluja is a doctorate in education and believes the purpose of human life is to keep the courage to dream big and to empower oneself with the required knowledge, skills, and attitude for the realization of its purpose. I love Dr. Gitika for this. She enjoys creation, and that's the reason she heads Varmona Center of Excellence. She's a director of CASA Group. She's a founding partner of Boho Homes, which is certified by the Forest Stewardship Council since 2000. She's also a state capital conveyor of CII, Indian Women Network. Chapter President, Rotary Club of Ahmedabad Sarvam. She just launched it last week. Congratulations, Gitika, for that. Vice Chair Interact RI 3054. State President of WICCI Life Skill Gujarat. Thank you. She's a founder of projects like Safe Pedestrian, I Am an Eco Warrior, Talk Series Lassi Talks. Founder and curator of Stellar Women in Design Award and recognition of women in the field of design. Founder and mentor of Eureka Science and Startup Conclave. She invests her time in conducting Right to Road to Safety workshops. Her awards and recognition in this 22 years of professional journey is endless. Let's name a few of them. Global Teacher Award with commendments by the British Council. Best idea on how to incorporate corporate learning the Council by the Ministry of Education and Culture, Finland. Paryavaran Mitra Teacher, nomination at national level by NCRT and CEE. Microsoft Create to Inspire for EduLeader. Wipro Ardyan Award for Exemplary Leader, Udgam Woman Achievers Award, and I can go on and forth. Believe me, it's an honor to introduce her. She is invited as speaker and an influencer and is one of the most powerful person we have in Ahmedabad today. Welcome, Dr. Gitika Saluja.
Thank you so much, Jolly. I am really, thank you for introducing me. It's on behalf of the WICCI Gujarat Life Skill, on behalf of my Vice President Bharti Nayak and all my council members, I take pleasure in introducing the vision and mission statements of the WICCI Gujarat Life Skill. In the times of Corona, we have all realized that today is the perfect opportunity for starting to build the tomorrow that we really want. Formal learning has given us all that required degree, but the essential skills for success we have always gained from our experiences and exposure of the environment that we have been exposed to. Keeping that in mind, WICCI Gujarat Life Skill has been created as a co-learning platform, wherein we have plethora of wisdom synergized between all our key council members. And let me just share the screenshot to share the vision and the mission statements of WICCI Gujarat Life Skill. It is such a wonderful to see such beautiful 26 young ladies together on this page, on this creative, and that is my beautiful memory of the day today. Regarding the vision, it's aligning with the national vision of Life Skill Council, WICCI Life Skill Council. It's to create a powerful and enriching ecosystem of life skills in the state of Gujarat that builds the psychological, interpersonal, and effective capacity of an individual in multiple areas to develop coping mechanism and self-management skills that can be effectively combat challenges and help individuals evolve towards self-empowerment and success as professionals in business, industry, and commerce across all the sectors and fields. Regarding this mission statement, and this mission statement is based on the vision to create this mission statement is to create a powerful and enriching ecosystem of life skills that state builds the psychological, interpersonal, and effective capacity of an individual in multiple areas to develop coping mechanism and self-management skills that can effectively combat challenges and help individuals evolve towards self-improvement, empowerment, success as professionals in business, industry, commerce, all across the fields. This is the vision, the mission, and these are the focus areas of Gujarat Life Skills. I've just noted few focus areas. I'll not be able to read it to keep our time in mind, but it is very important that life has its own challenges, and life without challenges is no fun. But learning to understand these challenges, finding the right tool to adapt to it, respond to it, and collaborate for success in life is life skills actually. In the end, I would like to note a change in our thought, a change in one action at a time can build a robust community members who are socially, emotionally, and economically wise. And I look forward for the entire team to be able to do this successfully in the coming times. Slowly and gradually will take time, but yes, I'm sure within few years we'll be able to give our best as per our capacity, our resources, and as per the time that we are able to contribute to this wonderful platform.
Thank you so much, Dr. Gitika. That was truly inspiring, and we will definitely strive together and work together to ensure that WICCI Gujarat Life Skills Council is working towards the empowerment of women. Taking this further, I would like to call upon Dr. Harbeen Arora, who is the founder, president, woman for WICCI, and she is also the global chairperson of All Ladies League and Women Economic Forum. Dr. Harbeen Arora is also the Chancellor, Rai University, and the founder of Bio Ayurveda. Along with this, she is also the founder of She Economy. She Economy is driven by the vision that every woman, a businesswoman with a mission to empower and enable women entrepreneurs to sell, scale, succeed, serve, and sustain. She has been listed as the 100 most reputable people on earth by the Reputation Poll of 2019. Apart from all this, she is also an accomplished author who has written and published 3 books, namely Creative Living, Discovering Your Beautiful Path and Lifestyle Towards Happiness and Well-Being, the seven sacred Sai values innate in every human being, how to apply them in our daily lives for happiness, peace, and well-being. Dawn of the new vibrant India. A highly thoughtful leader, global icon, and visionary for women. She is a businesswoman, philanthropist, author, humanitarian, compelling speaker, and spiritual seeker. A follower of Indian Guru Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba, she believes in the ethos of love all, serve all. I would like to welcome Dr. Harbeen Arora, a multifaceted leader with strength and simplicity.
Namaste, Jai Hind. Hello, my dear soul sisters. Congratulations on the launch of the WICCI Life Skills Council for the state of Gujarat. My dear soul sister, Dr. Geetika, Bharti, the entire team of council members. Like Geetika said, it looks so empowering to see you all on one frame. And our empowering brothers who are joining here today, our eminent guests, and of course our National President for Life Skills, my sister Kuljeet, Vice President Shivambiga. All of you are power-packed role models in your own rights, in your own spaces. And when you put so much power together, so much individual power together, what you get is the collective power of the Divine Mother herself. The goddess Durga came as a culmination of all the best of powers being put together. So we are together and more than the multiplier of all the powers individually put together towards a shared purpose, towards the shared cause of empowering women, which is the mandate of the Women's Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and particularly for the economic empowerment of women, because empowerment would be incomplete without the economic empowerment of women. And we all know, I don't want to sing praises of women, but we all know women take care of everyone, look after everyone. So I'm so happy to see that all of you are dedicated to developing life skills among women, among youth, among everybody in society, so that we can become a more connected, more caring, more innovative, more enterprising society where we can take active leadership in all walks of life, all spheres of life, including society and economy. And it's so important what you're doing. What I love most about your work at the Life Skills Council is that you manage a great blend of advisory with action. I think getting that balance is very integral to all the councils. Advisory in terms of reaching out to the community, sharing your knowledge, you're all experts in your field, and building up a collective consciousness around skills for happy living, skills for self-reliant Atmanirbhar living, but also taking the action, taking the steps towards enabling ecosystems of learning, of awareness, of action for some of our sisters who themselves may not be able to do it. We all have benefited from support systems. It is our sober duty to take those support systems to every woman in every part of the world, especially in our Matrubhumi, Mother India. And I know that each one of you is dedicated, committed. These are all voluntary roles. You're all super women, according to me. You do so much in your own professions, in your own personal life, in your own families, and yet you all find time to do this for all of us with such a beautiful spirit, with smiles, with love in your hearts, with such a generosity of spirit. I'm truly humbled and so proud to be called your soul sister. God bless you all. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the inspiration. Wishing you a great launch and wishing you great endeavors in the months to come. Namaste.
Thank you, Dr. Harbeen Arora. It was a pleasure listening to you. And all the kindness and all the love that you have is just so visible on your face and your speech. Thank you so much. So taking this forward, now I invite my co-council member, Shruti. And she's the right person to introduce our next two esteemed speakers. So Shruti, handing over to you.
Thank you so much, Harbin ji. Thank you so much, Gitika ji. Thank you, Bharti. Thank you, my council members. And most important, thank you to Ashok sir and GD Bakshi sir. Truly thankful for accepting the invite for this launch. I would, first start with the introduction of Bakshi sir. Of course, everybody knows him so well. I would take like 5 to 10 minutes to give his introduction. But sir, इजाजत चाहूंगी थोड़ा सा introduction देने की. So, as Major General G.D. Bakshi is a VSM, retired Indian Army officer. He is from Jammu and Kashmir Rifles. He was born in Jabalpur. He has more than 10 books under his name. His recent book is Saraswati Civilization, and now he is writing book on Afghanistan and Corona also, as we discussed, I remember. And he is also advisor to Ministry of Defense. Because of his vast experience in Indian military forces, he has written one of the most interesting books like Mahabharat, or from the military analysis standpoint of view. I have that book, sir. We never talked about it. So, and he has a lot of medals on his accord also. So thank you so much, sir, for accepting the invite today. The ladies and the entire council and the viewers today are so eager and excited to talk to you. And we had so much of enthusiasm that sir is actually coming. So everyone is going to talk to you one on one also.
Thank you.
I would move on to the introduction of Sir Ashok Kumar Mehta. He is an IRS Principal Chief Customs and Central Excise. He was serving the the private secretary to the President of India. He was Additional Secretary Revenue Mumbai. He was Chief Commissioner Baroda, and now he is the Principal Chief Commissioner. He also was winner of Finance Minister's Gold Medal, being Best Officer of the Batch. Sir has his interest in poetries and music also. Looks forward to talk to people who are enthusiastic in business, who can contribute to the development of the economy of the world. As Dr. Harbin said, that economic empowerment is at the core of all of our lives. So thank you so much, Ashok sir, for gracing the occasion with your presence. I hope you're there. So that was it from my side. I will now hand over the platform to my other fellow council members, Shini and Jolly.
Yeah, so like Shruti told about General G.D. Bakshi, that everybody wants to hear him. So I would request Major General G.D. Bakshi to give us insight about how are you feeling to be among all us beautiful women, and what would be your guidance or inputs regarding the life skills, and the same for Ashok Mehta ji. So we'll start with Major General G.D. Bakshi, and then we would, listen to Ashok Mehta ji.
Thank
So,
you.
sir, please.
Thank you so much indeed for getting me over to this conclave of such beautiful and talented young ladies. And it's indeed a pleasure and a privilege to be amongst entrepreneurs who are adding value to society, enriching their lives, enriching the lives of those around them. After you retire, you get invited, get selected sometimes for these lifetime achievement awards, and I happened to get selected in one of them, and it was a long program because there were so many. So when my turn came, they called me on stage and they said, General, you served for 37 years in the army. So tell us, what was your greatest achievement? What do you think you got this lifetime achievement award for? So I went on stage very tongue-in-cheek and I said, my greatest achievement in 37 years of military service was staying alive. I am from the infantry, as you just learned, from the J&K Rifles. And when I joined service, it was in combat, because ours is called the Born to Battle batch. We were to be commissioned in December 1971. We were commissioned a month ahead of schedule. in 14th November 1971, given 10 days to see our mamas and papas. And then we were put in trains. And when we got off at Siliguri, our boys were waiting with our steel helmets, our Sten machine carbines with the bayonet fixed. And we were quite surprised as to what the hell was going on. There was so much hustle and bustle on that platform, thousands and thousands of soldiers and trucks and tanks moving. So we said, where do we put our, baggage? ये trunk कहाँ रखे? We said, don't worry about that, साहब. आप पहले stand पकड़ो और steel helmet डाल लो. We are going to the battlefield. So on the very first night of our service, it's very sad, but a whole lot of my friends were killed. We earned our pension. In fact, the pensions were sent home before our first phase could reach home. You see, that is the way we started our service. So, well begun is half done, but we are very proud to say my batch has got one Paramveer Chakra, Second Lieutenant Arun Khetrapal, one of the handsomest officers you can see, and then Colonel N.J.C. Nair, Ashok Chakra, Kirti Chakra. These are both from my batch. No other batch has that distinction of one Paramveer Chakra, one Ashok Chakra. Ours is the Born to Battle batch. And I then went on to fight counter-terrorist operations in Punjab. I then saw heavy fighting in Kargil in my own unit. 6 boys were killed, 21 were wounded, one lost his eyes. And he is the guy I feel most sorry for, because in terms of life skills, he had to learn a whole new set of skills, how to navigate without his eyes, how to go and deal with the world without his eyes, right? And then I went on to command a brigade in counter-terrorist operations in Kishtwar. This was the toughest assignment of that era and of my life. And then I went on to command a division in Rajouri and Poonch. Again, one of the hottest and toughest areas. So my greatest achievement was coming out alive and in one piece from these 37 years, mostly of combat, mostly of fighting, mostly of the high Himalayas, Sikkim, Arunachal, Ladakh. I've seen it all, been there, seen it all. And I'm in one piece and alive, and I attribute it to the prayers of my wife and my daughter, right? Now, I'm very glad that you are doing this, you are doing this program on life skill. Most of the degrees that we earn in India, I'm very sorry to state, are not worth the paper that they are written on. It is a hangover of the colonial Raj when the British wanted a set of clerks who would serve the Raj, who would serve as translators for the Raj, who would learn to appreciate Shakespeare and Macaulay's, brown sahibs. They would create those brown sahibs who were basically clerks, glorified clerks, right? And as far as life skills, what they learned in school, they learned Shakespeare, they learned Shelley, they learned a bit of Keats and Byron and how superior the Western culture was and how superior everything Desi was. We've come a long, long, long way. And I'm so happy that, we are talking of the Gujarat chamber today. This is the land of enterprise. So, we had been given a congenital sense of inferiority by the colonials, and we had ingested that narrative of inferiority. Everything Desi meant inferior. Everything Vilayati was superior. Today we are adding value. Today we are exporting things. 30% of the people in the Silicon Valley who are doing well are Indians. 35% of NASA is Indian. All the top doctors, top-notch specialists in the United States are Indian, right? Because we have learned the life skills to navigate not only in our own ecosphere, in our own nation, our own country. Indians are at home everywhere they go, and very especially my very dear friends from Gujarat. They are at home anywhere that they are. They learn the life skills, they learn the language, they learn the customs, usages, they blend with that society. The Patels have taken over every single motel in the United States. It's all run by our Patels. It is a sign of, that is life skill. Those are life skills, And, we learned our life skills. I had done my senior Cambridge and then I went to the NTA. I started learning my life skills from there onward. How to take care of yourself, how to be self-reliant, how to be confident, how to be able to communicate effectively. You know, we had, talking of communication, we were doing the staff college course and a number of foreign officers used to do that course with us. So we had a Japanese officer and at the end of the course, he had to give a talk on his country. And he says, I find Indians are great talkers, very aggressive talkers. In my country, a good boss is one who explains what he wants without speaking. And a good subordinate is one who understands what his boss wants without asking. Those are also communication skills because now you are getting to the level of body language. The value of a message, and I will focus a bit on communication because that's what I do nowadays. I just communicate and I enjoy communicating. I go around to schools and colleges trying to talk to the children of this country, school and college going kids, about the ecosystem, the value system of the armed forces, about duty, honor, country, about sacrifice, and these values that we are taught in the military. I go talking to them of nationalism, patriotism. I love communicating. Now, communication, there are three components to the message that you communicate. Just about 30% is, the message, the content of the message. The next 30% is the tone in which that message is conveyed. And 60, the balance percentile point are all the body language. Let me just explain. And it is a bit of a, what shall I say, a little risk example. The words I hate you. If I just say I hate you, it won't have any impact whatsoever. But if I say I hate you, you heard that tone. And that means as a soldier, you should worry. You should seriously worry about what's going to happen next, right? And the same words, if said by Sophia Loren in a particular context and in a particular tone, can be made to sound seductive. The rest of it is all body language. So we must learn to speak with our whole being. You see, in the Hindu culture, we do havan. We do havan. So my body, my mind, my soul are all aligned in one direction. We are all doing the same thing, chanting the mantras, lighting the fire. With my whole being, I pray. With my whole being, I pray. With my whole being, I communicate. And when, you communicate from the heart, you find the message reaches across. You can talk tomes and tomes on nationalism and patriotism. But I'm afraid when a soldier stands up and talks, a soldier who has faced many bullets, soldiers like me who have held the hands of my boys when they were dying, asking for that last sip of water, right? It has a different connotation. It has a different connotation. Learn to speak from your own being. And one of the simplest advice that was given to me was when I joined my service. There is a standard interview which you have to do. The commanding officer calls you for an interview and he talks to you and gives you advice. So my commanding officer was then Lieutenant Colonel Harshpati Apleal. He was from the hills, he was from Uttaranchal, and he was dreaded, he was a terror, he was a tyrant, but he was deep down very kind-hearted. People used to fear him, they used to run when they used to see him, but deep down, he was a very kind-hearted man. So one has to be like that, like a coconut. If you bang it on somebody's head, it will break the head. But if you look inside the coconut, there is that very sweet water, right? So I think some of us, especially in the military, you have to be very tough on the exterior, but very soft within. With the ladies, they don't have to be told that. The simple fact is that he had a file in which it was written notes for Second Lieutenant G.D. Bakshi on joining the unit. So, and I still have that file, by the way. And there were simple points that were life skills that he imparted to me. He said, be sincere in all that you do. Sincerity is transparent. It cannot be faked. Nobody can fake to be sincere. He said every organization, there are about 2 to 3% people who actually run that organization. The balance are passengers. And yet there is the 2 to 3% who are chain puller. In a train, there is the guard, the driver, the TT, etc., who run that train. There are the passengers who sleep or sit or read and just go from one place to the other. And there are the chain pullers. He says, I want you to be those who run an organization. That principle of that rule that how much of your wardrobe do you wear, how much percent of the time, 20-80 rule. 20% of your wardrobe is what you wear, you ladies wear 80% of the time, and the balance 20%, you wear 80. So that way. So he said, be sincere. You cannot fake sincerity. Biggest life skill. Be enthusiastic in all that you do. Enthusiasm, it comes from the Greek word enthu, the God within, right? Enthu, the God within. Enthusiasm is infectious. If one person in this assembly starts yawning, you'll find everybody will start yawning after some time. And, if all of us are, if I am enthusiastic, you will be enthusiastic too. So to run any organization, you need sincerity, you need enthusiasm, right? Be sincere, be enthusiastic in all that you do. He said, nobody will ask you, my boy, you are just a second lieutenant, nobody will ask you to go and capture Lahore or Sialkot. You will just be told, organize this shooting competition. Do it with all sincerity. Whatever little task that you are given, do it with enthusiasm. Let it spread. Let it feel like it's the most important task that anybody could ever get. And you'll find you will create waves around you. I would recommend you to be a change agent. A creative person is recognized by an aura of creative change in his environment. I mean, a good creative boss comes into the office, the first thing he will change is the layout of the office. It must reflect your personality, and then he's a change agent. Things don't stand still. No grass grows under the feet of such a person. Dynamic. He or she will change things for the better. Not accept things as they are, but make them better and better and better. Self-actualize. Self-actualize. The Gita tells you it all. There is dharma and there is swadharma. My own innate dharma. If you are an artist, the painting behind my back is done by my daughter. I wrote a series of poems on dances with the crane. And then my daughter, who is a PhD in the history of art, incidentally, and she then did this series of creative painting. So self-actualize, find out what is it that you like doing in life. If your job can become what you like doing, well, you are self-actualizing. You don't need to be told to work. You will work yourself. You will pay somebody else to let you do that work. That is if you like that job. So I don't charge when I go to schools and colleges because I just love communicating with children. Every time you go there and you talk to the kids, you come back recharged with their raw energy, with the vibrant energy of the young. And 50% of India is below the age of 25, unlike me who's at 70, but a soldier, retired but not tired. And let me tell you that retirement is something that if you plan it well, you can look forward to. You can contribute all your life. I completed my PhD after I retired. And you know who inspired me? My sister, who had earned the doctorate, my daughter, who had earned the doctorate. So I felt I was the only ignoramus, only dolt in the family. So I said I must educate myself now that my sister and my daughter have blazed the trail. So I did my PhD after retirement. There is no age at which you stop learning. Please never, never stop learning. There is that story of life after life, in which people have had a near-death experience, NDE. And there are two things that they have come back with, that death is not the end. Death is not the end. We learn from life to life to life. And the whole purpose of life is two things: to learn and to love and to overcome our selfishness. The I, egocentric, form-based identity, work not from that form-based identity, but from the deeper quantum level of the self that was called the Atman. That is called in our scriptures the Atman. The more you work from there, work without looking for reward, work without looking for any recognition or honors or etc. Work because it is your duty. Self-actualize. Thank you very much for a very patient listening. I hope I haven't overshot my time, but it has been a privilege to be associated with this very distinguished group of lady entrepreneurs, and I wish you the best of luck for your deliberations. Jai Bharat! Jai Hind!
Oh, General
Ladies,
Bakshi, you are a pleasure to listen to. Yes, Geetika, please.
Jolly ji, we can all speak together. Jai Hind.
Yeah.
Jai,
Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
Jai
Jai Hind.
With your fist, body language.
Yes, thank
very
you, sir.
important. Sir, we are going to come back to you because I have an interesting thing to ask you, but we will go ahead with Ashok ji. Ashok ji, welcome. Again, for you, we are also beautiful women, but we are still in the stage of learning from you. Please tell us, guide us, how do we take up this council ahead, as you had such a wonderful experience in the president's office. So how do we take up life skills in India and abroad? Please go ahead. Thank you. Sir, you will have to unmute yourself. Ashok ji, you will have to unmute yourself.
Fine. Now, first of all, I wanted to thank you for giving this opportunity to be on your forum. And I'm indeed very happy to be with the whole plethora and the ocean of the beautiful females, entrepreneurs, the beautiful brains, and the women of sum and substance. Of course, I'm very privileged to have listened to General G.D. Bakshi, and the content, what we have, what we see, what we experience, it doesn't come by the degrees, it doesn't come by whatever we had been learning all our lives. In the schools, in the colleges, each one of you who are here, they have gone through the big patch of sheer hard work, lots of struggle, and more importantly, you have made a place for yourself. And a person who has reached this level has always a hunger for excellence, because excellence has got no finishing line. When we talk about excellence, the excellence is not only in our private lives, it is equally warranted in the public life. When I see WICCI Life Skill Council, which is being commissioned today and being inaugurated today, I see a whole lot of scope in the state of Gujarat, in the entire country. In fact, I'm very pleased to see that you have a whole lot of the members all over the country, and you want to make this chapter a very big success. When we talk about the excellence in public life, when we talk about the excellence in our personal lives, the top 10 core skills, which Dr. Geetika Saluja had enlisted, and Dr. Kuljit Uppal had, vehemently argued. And more importantly, Kuljit Uppal had emphatically mentioned that when we talk about the positive energies and, the symbiotic relationship of learning, we all must learn when you lay the foundation, and the foundation determines how strong the building will be. I'm very happy to see Dr. Harbeen Arora, who's the founder president, had taken all the initiative, and such accomplished females we have in this audience. And in fact, it is a pleasure to listen from them. When we talk about learning and learning from each other, from each other's experiences, I had been the faculty as Additional Director General in the National Academy of Customs, Excise and Narcotics. Even being a tax collector, people seek for, the power, position, and it's a hunger for showing the naked power. But what I really enjoyed the most was at National Academy of Customs, Excise and Narcotics, interacting with the people who are at the budding making of the career, who had just joined the service, and we are shaping up the new generation. Females as such, they are the multitaskers. From the very beginning, being a daughter, being a daughter-in-law, being a mother, being a sister, cooking, cleaning, reading, doing the jobs, yet studying, struggling in the society which is full of crime, making a place for themselves in the society is not everybody's cup of tea. When we want to make this society a better place, we need to understand the 10 life core skills which are required, which your organization is trying to inject into the minds of the beautiful ladies, the gentlemen, and the society at large. And particularly the skills what you had mentioned: problem solving, critical thinking, effective communication skills, decision making, creative thinking, interpersonal relationships skills, self-awareness, empathy, and coping up with stress and emotions. These are the 10 skills which, as an ADG, I have been impressing upon in the public service. Not only these, there are a whole lot of communications which are required to be given to the young officers, to the young boys and girls when they enter the college, when they enter the public service. We all say people are not sensitive in public service. They just don't listen. There is no empathy. When you go to any public office, you hardly get any response. People are posing to be busy. Whole day the light will be on. And what they'll be doing? Playing games. If a public servant has to learn how to manage time, they should learn from the females. Right from the beginning in the morning when they start till the end when they go to bed, how articulately they keep on doing. On one side, they have a mobile in hand. Second hand, they are cooking something. They are doing the PowerPoint presentation on the way. They're giving dictations. I have seen the most accomplished females. I had the occasion to be trained in Delhi College of Engineering in the civil engineering. I am masters in computers from IIT Delhi. Then I did law. And then eventually I did my master in public administration from Maxwell School of Citizenship and Public Policy. There I came across the whole lot of beautiful gentlemen and ladies who were the men of sum and substance. We had the speakers like Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama. We had the present US president. So he had been a frequent speaker in our Maxwell School of Citizenship and Public Policy. And there I had the occasion to choose the soft skills course. And there is one professor who was emphatically mentioning that unless you do this, you cannot aspire to be excellent in public service or public administration. When your WICCI is starting the Life Skill Council, it reminds me of my professor Larry Schroeder, who's a German professor. He says, we are all learning from our mother's womb. We learn the language what mother is teaching. We whole life, we tend to learn from the women folks. You learn from your sister, you learn from your wife, and eventually at the old age, your own children, they start teaching you. And there is a special affection. It may be called a patriarchal society, but I would say one thing. Privileged are those who are blessed with the daughters. Privileged are those who have the smiling daughters in their families. And I feel very honored and privileged to see when the women of sum and substance are in this galaxy of platforms, what we have right now, and with me. And it gives me tremendous privilege to narrate you a beautiful story which was told by Mr. Pranab Mukherjee, the then President of India. And of course, we lost him very recently. He had a very beautiful story to tell when he was a toddler. He says, my mother used to always give me the skills of his interpersonal behavior, how you should be speaking, how you should be conducting yourself with your fellow students, with your teachers. And he says, even in the public oratory skills, he learned from his mother. When he was distributing the Nari Shakti Puraskars, on 2 occasions, I had the occasion to listen. The passion with which he propagates and motivates the women folks. He says, my daughter Shrimishta, I'm very proud of her. He says, I want to leave the legacy, my books, my contents, my whatever experiences you have. I want to give it to my daughter. She is the one who really deserves being, confident of the President of India, and that too, the closer moments I have watched. The closer moments directly shows that the society in which the women are respected, the women are encouraged, that's a society which is progressing. If you look at the World Food Program, in World Food Program, till such time the money was being distributed to the men folks, it was going down the drain by drinking, by gambling all over the world. The moment they made it mandatory that the money of support should go to the females, it started showing the results in education, in feeding. They say if you educate one female, you are virtually taking care of the family for the educational purposes. If you teach one male, you are just ending up the society with one. Here, when we all trying to excel in the society, when I came to the state of Gujarat, I saw even at 3 a.m. the ladies plying scooties. And it's a matter of pleasure to see that even at midnight, they can walk around freely, they can express freely. In the early morning, I start jogging at about 3:45, 4 o'clock in the morning. At times, I see the women folks from students' life or something moving around, say, hi, good morning, sir, how are you? It is a state in which there is so much of freedom, so much of safety and security. It's a model state. In fact, our Prime Minister time and again says the Gujarat model. And when the Prime Minister and the President used to discuss the Gujarat model in terms of the development, they say the mental development is more important, which you all are contemplating to do here through the Life Skills Council. You need to educate the women folks. You need to educate the people around you. You need to educate the men how they should be behaving. Unless you take an initiative and teach the society and teach your own children, that life will not just be the same. I think the Gujarat state has to take a lead. All of you should need to propagate this particular message all over the country and make this country a beautiful place for the society, for the females, for the younger generation, which would be. I heard General G.D. Bakshi full of enthusiasm. They say age is a factor. The soldier never tires, never retires. So is the case with the females. Whatever may the age be, right from the beginning till she is a grandmother, she will be taking care of the family, the protection part, and always giving the stories and giving education. That is something which is valuable, we need to preserve in the Indian society. My dear friends, I'm very, very happy to share my thoughts with you. And I wish you could organize much more such similar sessions for the society. And I have 4 suggestions for you. First of all, you should have frequent meetings, and you need to invite more men to see how the women of sum and substance can go ahead and they can excel themselves in the society. They must learn, they must see how to encourage. Secondly, when you are organizing these events of soft skills, kindly catch the students in the young age. You should disseminate this thing at the university level, at the college level, at the school level. Third thing, you try to create more online platforms, symposias, try to articulate even, the civil servants, try to articulate the people of arts and culture, the people who are valuable to the society. And, these are the assimilation of the entire society which can be integrated for the excellence. The last and not the least, you must create some sort of a policy level unit which can give the inputs to the government, how you can collectively formulate the policies to be with the government, what government should do, how to make the government more responsive towards the policy framework for the females, how you people can, suggest the government and their mechanism, how country can progress, how India can progress with the dynamism, with the kind of support you have, the kind of brains and hard work you people had been putting in. With these words, my dear friends, I conclude my keynote address. Thank you very much for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Sir, it's a pleasure to hear you. Your suggestions have been taken, noted, and we are definitely going to work about it. And we are definitely going to come back again and again to you for guidance. Thank you so much. So now taking this event forward, I hope everybody who's seeing this would start believing the power of manifestation, the secret, because there's one person I always wanted to meet, and that was Dr. Nigam Dave. Sir, today I'm getting this opportunity to see you, to hear you, because I have been from the last 2 years manifesting that I want to meet a personality like you. Welcome, sir. Dr. Nigam Dave is a director and professor, board of governors of PDPU. We've all heard of what PDPU has accomplished after its launch, and sir has played a very important role in that. He's been awarded the Climate Crusader by the Green Mentors. He has an honorary colonel rank by the NCC government of India. He's heading the Office of International Relationships at PDPU. And that's the reason he has traveled so many places. There's a big list that I'm having in front of me, sir. I'll take a few, Dave, with your permission. He has a recognized PhD degree guide for English literature. His 7 researches have been successfully awarded. And over and above this, he is an analyst of body language. He's a communication trainer. He's a professional announcer. He's a poet. And we have just heard before this meeting went live that he's a pianist and he's a keyboard player. He also specializes in American literature, in Indian English fiction. He's a member of delegations of US and Singapore and Australia and Malaysia and Canada. He's chairperson of Study in India program. Now, the list of the universities that I have, sir, here is huge. He's traveled everywhere. He's visited MIT Boston and Columbia University and Alberta University and Houston University. He's also gone to Adelaide University and Singapore National University. I'm going to have a glass of water because, sir, the list is endless. Please understand, I have a huge list, but more important than this list is what we can hear from the man himself. Welcoming Dr. Nigam Savit. Sir.
Thank you very much. It's always my pleasure to be here and especially excited. I was so very excited that yesterday I wanted to log in and I was waiting for the program flow from Gitika ma'am, and then I kept on waiting and then I kept on waiting and I wondered why the program flow is not coming when the event is today. And then I again went to the WhatsApp message and realized that the program is tomorrow. So actually I was ready for this event from yesterday itself. So that shows my enthusiasm that Bakshi Saab was talking about and that Ashok Mehta Saab was talking about. Well, first of all, hearty congratulations and best wishes on the virtual launch of this Life Skill Council and the noble aim that you have carried forward of providing the atmosphere of equal right, equal opportunity, and creating a legacy of new opportunities for the younger leaders in the days to come. So I see our role, everybody put together, and I consider myself also a member of your organization by virtue of being with you and sharing your dream, sharing your vision, and partnering in collaborating activities. And that's where I see that we are the torch bearers. We are supposed to show the path to the young leaders. And I'm sure the activities of this Life Skill Council would impart that enthusiasm. In fact, I was referring to Prasun Joshi, the Hindi poet. His poem I keep on throwing everywhere, wherever I go, because my knowledge is limited. But I like this very much. And I dedicate this stanza to all the women who are here online, as well as who would be listening to this event on Facebook, as well as who would be benefiting with your vision and mission. Prasun Joshi talks about the large scale vision. He is not talking about focus. There's a difference. There is a sight, there is a focus, and there's a vision. Vision grows into the larger one. So he says, Jinda dube dube rehte. When people are alive and if they try to jump in a water and if they don't know how to swim, they would die. But जैसे लोग जिंदा डूबे डूबे रहते मृत शरीर तैरा करते हैं उथले उथले थप थप करते गोताखोर खुशी होते हैं स्वप्न वही जो नींद उड़ा दे वरना उसमें धार नहीं लक्ष्य ढूंढते हैं वे जिनको वर्तमान से प्यार नहीं. So today we are all starting with the dreams in our eyes, and these dreams should keep us woken up all the time. When I discuss Mahabharata with my students in PDPU, I tell them that one of the names of Arjun is Gudakesha. Now the denotation, the dictionary meaning of the term Gudakesha is one who has curly hair. And Arjun is described as having curly hair at a number of places in Mahabharata. But there is a parallel meaning. The term Gudak in Sanskrit means sleep. And somebody who is Ish of Gudak means somebody who has won over the sleep. Somebody who doesn't sleep. Even when the person dreams, the person dreams of the welfare of the society. So all of you are there, irrespective of your gender, you are all Gudakesh, because you have a dream in your eye even when you are sleeping. So all the good luck to you. And I would say that Margaret Thatcher once famously said that if you want something to be said, go to men. And if you want something to be done, go to women. So that's where the action point comes. People like me can talk, but in my own university, we took the initiative of having 50% seats reserved for girls. So generally the reservations are caste based, generally the reservations are geography based, but we knew the importance of women in making of a nation, and therefore long back in 2009, we started having 50% reservation for girls, and we have never regretted our decision. The type of sensitivity, the type of skills that women bring to our organization are commendable, and therefore I have no doubt whatsoever. I just want to volunteer on behalf of a very small organization, but whatever way we can tie up with your organization and help in your dreams, we would be very willing to do that, because the famous African proverb says that it takes an entire village to raise a child. And in our case, our child is the dream of imparting life skills to people. So there is success and there is significance. We are partner in your journey of significance. May God help us all to achieve our dreams, and all the good wishes to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nigam Daveji. It was really a delight to hear you. And we would definitely look forward working with you in the partnership that you've said, and we would be learning so much from you. Taking it further, I would like to invite Dr. Kuljeet Uppal to speak a few words on life skills. Dr. Kuljeet Uppal is the world's first image scientist and impact strategist. She has been honored with several awards of excellence in the world of innovation, education, and social impact, including the prestigious World Innovation Award, Hall of Fame honor to 2019, Innovative Education Leadership Award for Excellence in Social Innovation and Global Impact 2019, World Education Award 2018 and Innovation, Shiksha Bharati Award 2020, National Icon 2020, and has been conferred with the esteemed honor of Karamveer Chakra Award by the United Nations and iCongo. Dr. Kuljeet Uppal has also been awarded with the esteemed Inspirational Polymath Award, being an image scientist, an aviator, an entrepreneur, a creative director, an author, and an educationist, among the other hats that she wears. Dr. Kuljeet Uppal is an Asia Book of Records, World Records India, Bharat Book of World Records, and India Book of World Records holder for being the first image scientist in the world. She has also researched and created innovative concepts and has been applauded the world over for her work. She has written several research papers and book chapters and books. With over 3 decades of work experience in varied industries, as well as advisor or office bearer of many women organizations around the world, she works towards bringing about the policies and creating a robust ecosystem for empowerment of women globally. This amazing impact strategist has made India proud in her area, apart from being an inspirational humanitarian who has been imparting thousands of lives globally on her mission to make a powerful difference to the persona and image of individuals and enhance life skills across the globe. So over to you, Dr. Kuljeet Uppal.
Jai Hind and good evening to our esteemed guests of honor for today's event. Major General Dr. G.D. Bakshi, Mr. Ashok Mehta, and Professor Dr. Nigam Dave, and of course, my dearest soul sister, Dr. Harbeen Arora, and the beautiful audience who have joined us for this event. Thank you so much. At the very outset, I would like to congratulate Geetika and Bharti and the fabulous team of Gujarat Life Skills Council. Finally, the day has come. All the discussions are done, and here you are today at the launch. So I'm so delighted. I shared earlier with you. I'm so proud of each one of you. So thank you so much for firstly having us here. And it's a very prized moment. There have been a lot of beautiful thoughts, by the way, that have been shared by Dr. Arora, Mr. Mehta, General Bakshi. I was making a quiet note of few things, and they were very delightful in terms of the way General Bakshi spoke of how to deal with life in adversity and extreme challenges. And that was really heartening. And he also spoke of dharma and how it is the core essence of the self. Mr. Mehta, your suggestions that you spoke of, sar aankhon pe, as they say, but I would probably take it forward from there and also share while I'm, giving this talk about what exactly we are planning in terms of our mission. So I think we've kind of wrapped up some of your things that you've mentioned, but I would love to share that as we move along. And Professor Dave mentioned about creating opportunities for young leaders. So I'm very happy that we are thinking on the same track. And yes, of course, we would love to be able to kind of, build a certain platform, a certain vibration, so that we can all kind of join hands. After all, we're doing this for our country. So we would definitely look at that. And thank you for calling us Gudakesh. That's a new word for me, by the way. So I'm really going to remember that. I think we're all Gudakesh for that matter, not just the women. So as WICCI National President for Life Skills, let me just share, as I said, for the benefit of the audience, about our vision. Thank you, Geetika, for sharing the vision. I'll just elaborate a little bit more for clarity purposes with the team as well as the audience. We are already aware of what WICCI does, and we're very proud of what it does, right? We're talking of an organization like the Women's Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry that we all belong to, that suggests, that builds and brings about fundamental changes in government policies and laws and incentives with a single view to just create this beautiful environment that can encourage, that can empower women in business, in industry and commerce across all sectors and fields. And as we know, in today's times, when we're talking of high level of competition across all sectors, profiles, ages, and what have you. So in today's times, the dynamics of functionality at a personal as well as professional level has ushered a new need, and a huge need for robust life skills. And that can help an individual to deal with numerous pressures as well as work with competence to face the realities of life. In other words, when we are talking of life skills, we are referring to the abilities for adaptive and positive behavior that enable individuals to deal effectively with the demands and challenges of everyday life, so as to address the balance of three things primarily. We're talking of knowledge, skills, and attitude. And I'm sure you'd agree when I say that the skills of knowing and living with oneself, with others, as well as the ability to explore, rationalize, and establish effective behavioral iterations for oneself is imperative if we want to evolve and be productive. I was sharing earlier before we started about how fondly 15th August saw this entire journey start. The WICCI Life Skills National Council had set in motion at that point in time our vision and mission, with policy creation and skill intervention as our top priorities. And our whole vision, all India, is to try and create a powerful and enriching ecosystem of life skills for the nation that builds the psychosocial, interpersonal, and effective capacity, as Geetika rightly pointed out earlier, right? She shared the vision. So I'm just repeating some of the words that she's used in her slide. So we are talking of developing coping mechanisms and self-management skills, and those that can effectively combat challenges and help individuals to evolve towards self-empowerment and success as professionals in business, in industry and commerce across all sectors and fields. Therefore, we endeavor to operate and create well-defined policies. So, Mr. Mehta, I'm addressing what you had shared. We are endeavoring to operate and create well-defined policies, systems, and processes, as well as engage with the population in conjunction with the globally recognized concept of life skills. Being an image scientist myself, when I started this whole journey of thinking, okay, as the national president, what am I supposed to come up with? I should have something that's so empowering, that talks for the entire nation, which is so inclusive. And I just thought of something that should be a system that is already there in the globe, but something that probably we have not looked at with too much of keenness at this point in time. So that's when I started researching, and I came up with the 10 life skills that WHO, UNICEF, and UNESCO propagate. And I was like, okay, this is what we should be doing for India, for the working women of India and our population, so that we can make this impact for lakhs and lakhs of women across. And that's how the journey started. And of course, as it flowed along the vision and the mission and the values that we have, which I'm going to just share with you, that all came into being. So but the whole thing was to bring in a sense of pertinence and applicability for our Indian culture and make sure that we bring in progressive thought in the current dynamism. So in order to achieve our vision, we have this 8-point mission. Geetika had listed some of them. I'll just quickly take a minute to quickly elaborate on each one of them for higher clarity. So firstly, we are looking at creating awareness of the concept of life skills among professionals and aspiring professionals across sectors. And that's where we're talking of these 10 core life skills as listed by WHO, UNICEF, and UNESCO. Secondly, we're also talking of getting into R&D, wherein we will research and create iterative models and systems for the implementation of knowledge dissemination to the target group, which is working women, as well as for policy creation. Thirdly, what we're looking at is skill interventions and knowledge dissemination, where we want to look at, let's say, business units or entrepreneurship institutions or startup incubators, corporate houses, higher education establishments, and other groups across domains, so that we can familiarize and disseminate life skills training through specially devised life skills centers and centers of excellence in order to work towards balancing knowledge, skills, and attitude. Another thing that's on our mission is that we would be looking at opportunities for enhancement of life skills across domains, wherein we can engage as a group with other groups and organizations that need assistance for knowledge sharing. We're also looking at establishing a life skills community network, because we believe that knowledge should be shared. And it grows multifold only when we have that expansive knowledge, in terms of the number of people who are willing to give the knowledge. It becomes so unlimited and vibrant and beautiful. So we are looking at a creation of, a network of experts and practitioners in the area of life skills and related domains. And this shall not only strengthen the mission of our council, but it shall also allow a very quick and effective osmosis of the subject matter in diverse communities of engagement. We're also looking at community engagement at various levels, in person, digitally, to serve the direct learning as well as facilitation, and also effectively engage with the population. And that's really important for us. We want to engage with them as friends of hope and resolve, where there is scope for the community to openly share their feelings and feel a sense of belonging and mutually strengthen each other within the group. So that's very important for us. Another mission point that we have is about the life skills exchange programs, because we want this knowledge, as I shared earlier, to grow and effectively impact many, many, many people, and in any case, every receiver in this journey of hers in terms of evolution. So we want to encourage and facilitate knowledge sharing within the states of India at a national level, as well as a global level, by way of engagements like, let's say, conferences or events or webinars, so that we can equip the knowledge base for a better prepared global society. And last but not the least, we are definitely looking at a policy creation. In fact, the work is already underway with the National Council. We've already halfway through. And we believe that evolving times usher evolving methodologies. So it is very important for us to create novel ways of enhancing life skills at all levels, all profiles and sectors, as I shared earlier. And we are planning definitely to build a legit policy in the area and suggest the acceptance and implementation of the same to the Government of India for women empowerment and a better conditioned society. In order to achieve this larger vision and mission at the national level, we have decided that we will operate cohesively. And I'm so grateful to the Gujarat team for supporting us all in this. As together we can do it. And like Geetika has also said, together we can. So we will build ourselves like an energized and robust team to ensure that we all contribute and build this great nation to even greater heights in the spirit of collective thought and action. And we stand by the values that we support, whether it is integrity, passion, commitment, respect, collaboration, innovation, and excellence. These are the 7 core values that we identify ourselves with as the entire Council for Life Skills. My message to all of you Gujarat team people today on this beautiful day of your launch is absorb your vision, mission, and values and hold it very close to your heart, because this is going to define your journey ahead. Having said that, please remember that we are all part of this big team that has voluntarily stepped in to make a difference to our beautiful country and to lakhs and lakhs of women from this country that we belong to. And this should give us, firstly, a huge sense of pride, and we should feel blessed that we are catalysts, that we can do something for our nation. I want to thank each one of you for actually having stepped out of your zone and having pledged your time for at least 1 year in the near future, not just for ourselves, but we in any case are going to, by the way, evolve. So that's good news for us in any case. But imagine impacting so many people in this entire journey. They're going to be benefited because of the effort we will put in. And that's exactly what the aim is, right? So my vision here is that we all work together as a good, cohesive national team, because it's all about collective thought and action at this point in time and going forward too. And at the cost of sounding repetitive, let me share an analogy which I recently shared with the Maharashtra and Karnataka teams. When you use a single finger to push open a door, there is a strong likelihood that nothing's going to happen. It'll probably be just the way it is. When you take probably 2 or 3 fingers, it might just move a little bit. But when you use your entire hand, that's what's going to happen, is that the door is going to just open for you. And that's exactly what we're looking at, aren't we? So like that hand, the All India team is going to work towards making that beautiful, robust ecosystem in today's dynamic times and in the backdrop of our nation's culture and heritage. The National Council is going to work very hard towards the R&D part to get the policy in place so that we can suggest the same to the government and hopefully see it actualized for the women population of our country. Apart from that, all of you at the state and union territory level will boost the impact for the nation in the area by engaging with the community. You will be into skill interventions. You'll be working towards building the community, engaging with them as friends of hope and resolve, as I mentioned earlier, and will try and empower every single woman, no matter where she comes from, whether she's from the informal or formal sector, what her background is, it doesn't matter. As long as she's working, we are ready to help her out, right? We're all in it together. We will try and make that difference, that beautiful difference in her life. And it's going to be such a beautiful energy that it's going to bring together this system together, this mission together. And I am so excited because I'm sure each one of you joins me with the same excitement. So I want to wish all of you the very best. Please remember, I'm always there for you. The National Council is there to support every single state and union territory, and we can all do this together. With the expanse of our hearts and the strength of our character, let us embrace our team's mantra of selfless contribution for our nation and the lakhs of women we have chosen to impact. Let's enable the resilient woman in the new normal and beyond. Let's remember that every woman embodies immense strength, as Dr. Arora said, and we all have that innate sense of care, of commitment, of resilience, of patience, and tons of giving. So I think that with the synergy that is built in all of us inherently, we can all come forward and take on this mission in its true spirit. Make it so fruitful and so energizing for every single woman we engage with. I want to wish you all the very best. You're an awesome team with great potential, being led by 2 absolutely amazing women, Geetika and Bharti. And that apart, you belong to a state that has created honorable personalities like Gandhiji, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Dadabhai Naoroji, our Honorable Prime Minister, Vikram Sarabhai, Jamshedji Tata, Homi Baba, and I don't know how many more in this list. So this is a state of vibrancy, as Mr. Mehta pointed out earlier. So stay focused and determined, and let's all do this together as an All India Women Task Force for Life Skills for the women of our country. Good luck and God bless you all. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, Kuljit. This was really inspiring, and I'm sure whatever we shared, everyone, all the speakers, and especially the vision and the mission and the values we are going to adhere to, and we ensure that, yes, we are there for selfless contribution for the betterment of the society. And as I always say, we can and we should. It's actually our individual social responsibility to ensure that we bridge that gap between the hard work and success through the life skills interventions. And I'm sure collaborating with National Council and taking their work forward in Gujarat state will benefit us personally to evolve as individuals for our personal excellence, leading to professional excellence, leading to contribution in the community. And keeping that in mind, I would really request our Vice President Bharti Nayak to show a video which we have just made in last 2 days. We are still learning the technology, but this is our first step to share with everyone what do we stand for. So may I request our Vice President Bharti Nayak to start our video. And I'm sure we're going to improvise day by day. So don't look at the quality of the IT part, but look at the things that you want to share when it comes to life skill intervention in the state of Gujarat. And thank you so much, Dr. Nigam Daveji, for sharing, for actually, you can say it's something which we've always wanted to hear, and you have shared that you are there with us for partnering with WICCI Life Skill. And most of us would try our best to talk to you, understand the need analysis, we'll do the need analysis, what is required in the women, and which you said 50% is reserved for women with PDPU, and how we can take it forward. Thank you so much for this response. And Bharti, can I request you to start the video? Life skills. Life skills bridge the gap between hard work and success. They are basic skill sets required that would help an individual to handle any small or big problems or issues that they encounter in everyday life. My State Life Skill Council members will guide you through 10 core life skills identified by WHO, UNICEF, and UNESCO. Life skills enable individuals to able to deal with the demands and challenges of life and world beyond.
First life skills is self-awareness. Self-awareness is the journey towards being aware of our behavioral and personality traits.
Awareness is the stepping stone for the personal transformation.
Second life skill is stress management. Stress management is the ability to cope with stress in person's life using a spectrum of tools and techniques.
Stress channelizes the stress in our lives towards a positive direction.
Number 3, problem solving. Problem solving is following a systematic approach and then deciding on the right concoction of creativity and logic, and then season it with emotional intelligence to crack the problem.
Problem solving skills guides us to look at a problem with the right approach and find the appropriate solution.
Effective communication. Effective communication helps us develop better relations by building trust, resolve problems easily, and improves productivity.
Communicating effectively with someone not only ensures that you get your message across clearly, but also let them know your feelings and emotions.
Management of emotions. Management of emotions is the ability to understand one's emotions and handle them constructively.
Emotions lays the foundation of a balanced lifestyle.
Is interpersonal skills. Interpersonal skills is the ability to communicate and interact with each other in day-to-day life.
Personal relationships are instrumental in shaping all our relationship around us.
Life skill, creative thinking. Creative thinking is a skill to ignite the thinking process so that novel and innovative ideas are formed.
Creative thinking leads to a sense of pride and accomplishment, boosting one's confidence and self-esteem.
Critical thinking. Critical thinking is the ability to think clearly and rationally while understanding the logical connection between the ideas. Empathy. Empathy is understanding what other people feel, see things from their perspective, and imagine ourselves in their place, being in a broad range of emotional state.
Empathy promotes harmonious and peaceful living for the people in the society.
The 10th life skill is decision making. It's a process of selecting the process of action from possible alternatives for making a decision.
Decision-making skills pave a strong pathway to a successful professional and personal life.
Digital media. Digital media is a powerful medium to promote life skill for the upliftment of women and society.
More awareness that people have about life skills, they would become an integral part of our lives.
Imparting the life skills knowledge is an imperative need for empowering the youth of today's Gujarat.
An ingenious set of offline and online programs would help develop an in-depth understanding of life skills.
Thank you so much, Bharti. And I would like to thank you so much. And I would like to welcome Shiva. Shiva is here with us. She is a National Vice President of WICCI Life Skill Council. Happy to see you here in the audience. Shiva, can you just show your face once so that I can pin you? Because everyone should know who are the presidents and the vice presidents at the national level. Shiva, can I just have a few words before I hand it over to Jolly to introduce Bharti? Shiva, can you just
thank you,
a few
Geeta. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity to share. Very respected dignitaries, Dr. Kuljit, Dr. Harbin Arora, the founder president, and the dear fellow leadership of Gujarat, Geetika and Bharati, wishing you the best. I've heard all of them speak. Enough and more is already communicated how life skill has started its journey, as Kuljit rightly pointed out, on the 15th, and how it's come today, as how every state can become a part of disseminating the knowledge and the skill which has been visioned, and the beautiful mission that's already set task at the national level, and now we are seeing it all getting deliberated and dispersed through the state. Isn't this itself a sign of positivity? When we all come together, when we all put our thoughts and we all are in sync, then the synergy becomes, it's not just the energy, then we're talking about the quotient of 2 plus 2 is not equal to 4 but 5. That's what is happening today. So wishing you all beautiful ladies here. We are always there at National Council, like Dr. Kuljit rightly mentioned. We are there to help you out. We are there to bring this vision into the needful mission and then be able to realize every working woman's dream come true. How to manage oneself, either be it the professional setup or the personal setup, with the help of these 10 life skills. How are we going to bring our women community, the fraternity and the nation ahead? Thank you so much. Wishing Geetika, Bharti and the entire life skill, our folks and members, a very best.
Thank you so much, Shiva. I was like very anxious since last 2 days. And of course, the presence of everyone has relaxed me a little. I know we are all in this together. And I'm sure together we can make the desired difference when it comes to balanced society, especially with respect to emotional, spiritual, economical and social balance. And I'm very pleased to see that my entire council is present today. So that's a beauty till there in the end. And I hand it over to Jolly to introduce our Vice President, Bharti Nayak.
Thank you, Dr. Geetika. Dr. Kuljit, I have fallen in love with you, and I'm going to say this openly on this platform. The way you speak and the way you have been inspiring us, it would be an honor to meet you in person, and I'm going to manifest even that. So now,
thank you.
We always, thank you so much. We always rely on our backbones. So the backbone, is definitely Dr. Geetika, but we have one more person who stands like a pillar and is there for everybody, and that's Bharti Nayak. I'm going to take a few minutes to introduce her. Bharti Nayak is a relationship strategist, procrastination breakthrough coach, and a professional speaker. She has helped over 60,000 people in the span of 16 years. She works with entrepreneurs and leaders to achieve performance, efficiency, and growth through influential communication. She has done some masters in human development and family studies. She's a director of two companies and also board of director in a public limited company. She's a podcaster and an influencer. Bharti, I love you. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Jolly, for this lovely, kind words. And if I have to just put one word for the entire evening that we spent together, and that is gratitude. My heartfelt gratitude to each one of you for making this virtual launch a success, for making this entire Life Skills Gujarat Council, giving the boost, the energy that we all wanted today. So this is my heartfelt gratitude to each one of you. And yes, I know Gitika being a very, very extremely powerful and the backbone for the Life Skill Council Gujarat region, and she has been there for us. So it was a time when we came together, we discussed, and sometimes I used to go back to her and say, how are we going to do this? But how about this? And she said, don't worry, we will do it together. We know how to do this. And that would put me at a very, very relaxed situation. So yes, Gitika, you have ignited this and you have really laid the foundation for all of us. So thank you so much for doing this. Coming to Dr. Harbeen Arora, she is truly, truly, I would say, somebody who has given it right from the universe. Because the way she expressed, the powerful message that she gave, that yes, we are all here together as a collective consciousness. We know that we need to empower our women. And looking at the Gujarat region, and we as council members have come together, taking this pledge that yes, we are here to do this. So my heartfelt thank you for spending this time, for giving that energy that we needed. So Dr. Harbeen Arora, my sincere, sincere thanks for coming and gracing this presence. And then I was in awe for Major General G.D. Bakshi. Oh my God, such a heart-throbbing story. I mean, we as individuals cannot even imagine what the life lessons that he would have been there at the border. And coming from that space and giving that energy to this team, to this entire team of women that we are here together, that's my sincere thank you for sharing your insights. And we all look forward to the stories. We all look forward to your guidance and your immense, immense blessings for this entire Gujarat region. And yes, we had Ashok Mehta. We have him as a full backup, I would say, where he is giving us suggestions right now itself. And we know that we are going to strive together to make this a very beautiful success for the entire 10 life skills that we have. And referring to what he also mentioned, because when he was talking about, he spoke about many things where it touched my heart, right from acknowledging and giving the importance of women in the society, and also giving the same context when Major General Bakshi mentioned that a soldier never tires, never retires. And he gave the same context for women, that yes, we never tires, we never retires. We always are for our family, for our people, for the society. And that's what we are going to do henceforth. And yes, Professor Nigam Dave, yes, it was rightly mentioned that he is a fantastic orator, very good at communication, and with his mesmerizing words, he really stole all our hearts. And it's a blessing when you have such powerful people in the house where they are looking at how we can progress, how we can go ahead. And it really gave me goosebumps when he shared the poem and when he narrated this poem. And who will not forget, and who will say that, yes, we have the entire national team with us. Dr. Kuljit Uppal. Oh my God, she's a powerhouse. And the motivation that she gave us, the thrive that she gave us, is a boost that we all wanted today. So thank you so much, Dr. Kuljit, Uppal, for gracing this occasion, for being with us. And yes, Shiva, thank you so much for every time that I was looking forward for a friend, for a fellow buddy who can guide, who can show us some way. You were always there, Shiva. So thank you so much with this. And I give back to Jolly. And this is my heartfelt gratitude to each one of you, all the council members, right from Purvi to Isha to Jolly, and so many of us, Shini, who were there right from the beginning, who put everything together, putting it on social media, laying all the creatives, communicating, Shruti, bringing all the chief guests together. So this was truly, truly amazing. And yes, I must say that together we are going to make this happen for all the women that we have with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bharti. Yes, yes, Dr. Geetika.
Thank you so much, Bharti. I'm really overwhelmed. I mean, though my entire council is feeling good that today it all went well. And especially we got to hear such wonderful people, and I'm really happy with this whole thing. And this is the first thing which has gone well. I am on this note, Jolly would like to say something or just end the live on Facebook so that we can chat and celebrate because small celebrations take us on a long way. A good start shows that the path ahead is going to be smooth with all the mentors around with us. So instead of, allowing the audience to see our celebration, I thought with your due consent, Dr. Kuljit Uppal and all the guests, should I stop the share on live on the Facebook so that we can share our, you can say, good feeling and enthusiasm. Okay, and